Alright everybody, this will be a post commentary, and the next, I don't know, 30 minutes or so will be me talking about Gears of War Judgment. I have my Game Informer magazine right here with some information about it. I believe it was issue number 231, and there's a little spread about Gears Judgment, and they talk a lot about sort of what the gameplay is going to be like, the different changes they're going to make to the game, and the new multiplayer mode, Overrun. So I guess I'll just start off with the story. It's going to be the story of Gears Judgment is going to be about 15 years before the events of Gears of War 1. So you know, the Locust threat is very new to the you know, the COG and all the humans and whatnot. So what I read is that it's going to be a little bit more dark, and sort of they're going to try to make it a little bit more scary, and that kind of feel to the game. Because as we know, Gears 2 and 3 weren't very scary, but there were times in Gears 1 where you're like, holy shit, that kind of creeps me out a little bit. So what they said in the magazine in this article is that they're going to try to make it a bit more dark and scary and shit. So that'll be neat. Anyways, you'll be playing, obviously we all know this already, you're playing as Baird in Kilo Squad, so it'll be Baird, his buddy Cole, we all know Coltrane, and two new characters, which are, let me look at my magazine real quick, there's a picture of them. There's a guy who's a sniper, and then there's some sort of medic chick. The dude's name is Garen Paduk. I don't know what the fuck kind of name that is, but it says right here his personality is sort of like I guess he's kind of like a new badass. He's always, kind of trying to get Baird to, blow shit up and like, hey, let's go balls out, let's do this. While the other character, Sophia Hendricks, is kind of like a goody two-shoes, like, I guess you would call it like a really good soldier kind of thing. Never wants to do anything, always wants to do everything by the books, I guess. So two very new personalities to join the Gears universe. So that'll be neat. And basically that's all I really have to say about the campaign. Like, we'll see how the campaign works out whenever we play the game, but that's not really all that important. There are a couple of new changes that they made to the controls too. Now, like they completely revamped the weapon switching. So now instead of using the D-pad for all your weapons, you'll have you'll use the left bumper for your grenades. And I'm not sure how that works. Maybe if you just tap it, you'll do a quick throw, or if you hold it, you might spin it around like like they usually do. Either way, it should be fine. I mean, games use one-button grenade throws, all the time. It's not exactly a new thing, so I really don't see how Epic could really fuck this one up. But the next thing is, I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. They changed all the weapon switching to the Y button, so you'll have your two main weapons. You'll switch between them by pressing Y, and that'll switch really quick. So if you need to hurry up and switch, you won't fumble your thumbs on the D-pad. You'll just hit the Y button and you'll switch right to your weapons. But you might be thinking, how the hell am I going to get to my pistol? Well, you hold down the Y button, and when you hold it down, you'll switch to your pistol. Which, that actually makes sense to me. Instead of hitting it 3 times to switch between all your weapons, you just hit it twice to switch between your two main weapons, and you hold it down to switch to your pistol. So, I mean, that sounds pretty, effective to me. It sounds like a smart idea. So, I'm not sure why it took them 4 games to figure out that they needed to revamp their weapon swapping, but hopefully, it sounds like it'll be really good, so hopefully it will. But that's basically all I want to talk about on controls and story. Now, I've been reading up because the rest of this article is about the new game mode Overrun, and I am kind of looking forward to it. It seems like it's going to be a really fun, not super competitive, but but casual, a casual competitive game mode. I don't really know how to say it. I mean, it's just like a fun new game mode that you don't really see. And another thing, I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand why it took them 4 games to to figure out that they needed to do this, but you know, finally we're going to get a combination of Horde and Beast mode where players actually get to play as each side and play against other players. So yeah, that'll be good. At least I assume it'll be good. Anyways, Overrun is sort of a, well, how the magazine article describes it, is a class-based game type where I like right here how I always choose to not get into the lasers. I just make my computer guy always go to the lasers. And that was a loud noise. But anyways, it's a class-based game type, and it's 5 on 5, which is weird because there are only 4 classes for the cog, but there are also like 8 classes for the Locust or something like that. But it's not really a big deal because it's, from what I read, it seems like the Locust pretty much always win. At least from, you know, what I read in the article. They said they played Overrun for like 8 hours, and you know, it was very difficult for the cog to actually defeat the Locust. And they said that if you do happen to tie, like basically what it is the cog is on defense, and each team gets a round to play defense and offense. So each team gets to be cog and Locust in one game. So what the cog is doing is they're defending 3 points. I think one of them is like a generator, and 2 points are like emergence holes or something like that. And the Locust in their 5 minions have to try to take over these points, and you know, that's basically it. So it's sort of like an attack and defend sort of scenario. And you know, we're basically familiar with that sort of style of game type, but you know, this just obviously it's got the Gears of War twist, and you get to play as some really cool characters. So from what I read, whenever the Locusts take over a point, it becomes their new spawn point. So instead of spawning all the way across the map, if they take over one emergence hall, they're going to spawn there, and they're going to be that much closer to taking over the rest of the areas. So you know, that's going to be pretty cool. Now I will go over the different what is it called? Oh, and one more thing. Yeah, if both teams manage to take over all 3 spots as the Locust, then whichever team did it fastest will be the winner. So, oh, cutscene. Better shut up.
Nice one, Jack.
Save the truth. That's what they always say. In this case, we're truly doing it. Or at least we're giving it our very best shot.
What is this? Sounds like Niles. A little less wacko, though.
The trip on Kadar won't be an easy one. Not by any means. We'll have it move during the night, in the snow. And Chairman McGraw won't even authorize the use of vehicles to transport the subjects.
Subjects? Who's he talking about? Don't know.
I'll be moving behind a semi-sentient security system to watch over the facility. I would hate for anyone to disturb the sire's rest, and we would all like the most opportunity to study them as they grow. I'm almost embarrassed to admit that the security system is based off of my personality. But
Jack, what just happened? What the hell was that? Nothing good.
I would begin exiting the facility if I were you.
Alright, that was a cutscene. And like I said, whatever team does it fastest is actually the winner, so you won't get this tie, you have to start the whole thing all over again sort of thing. Or just like a stalemate or anything like that, that won't be a problem. But like I said, there are 4 classes for the cog, and let's see if I can find them. Holy shit. I guess they're after the Locust. Okay, the engineer class, which looks really cool, is actually you play as Baird, and you start off with a Gnasher and a blowtorch, and your special ability is a sentry turret, and your blowtorch repairs damaged fortifications. So what you can do, and you can't spam your sentry turret. It gives you like a 15-second delay after you lay it down and whatever. I don't know how many you can place down, but what it said is you have a little delay. And I like what I do here. Like for this entire part, I just chainsaw all these sires. Instead of shooting them, I just fucking chainsaw the shit out of them. Which is, when I first played this game, I didn't know you could chainsaw these things. I was like, oh, they're too big to chainsaw. I don't know why I thought that. I mean, it's not like they're the size of a boomer or anything. I mean, they're just a normal locust average height. So I don't know what I was thinking. But that's not important. The next COG class is Soldier, which is called Cat. Shut up. The cat's wanting to go outside, and he like sits by the door and he just fucking meows like a bitch. Hey, kitty, come here. You little faggot. Anyways, Cold is a soldier class. You have a Lancer and a Boom Shot. Now this is gonna be interesting. From what I understand, all these weapons, they're not the same as they are in Gears 3. They're not like super powered. The Gnasher, from what I have read, it doesn't one-shot people. It takes a couple shots at point blank to kill. So you can't just have a team of COG running around with the Gnasher bodying everybody, because if you really think about it, it's not exactly fair to be able to just body everything with one shot, because then, you know, once they get in range, you can just have a team full of Gnashers just bodying everything. So they have like sort of revamped the weapons to make them a little bit more balanced. What the soldier can also do is he deploys ammo crates, so he can just, his special ability is he can just keep giving himself and his teammates ammo, so that could be useful. The next class is Medic, which is Sophia, Lancer and Snub Pistol, and she has stim gas grenades, so her grenades heal people, from what I believe. Toss stim gas at downed allies to revive them. So okay, yeah, you get to basically you can revive your teammates with your grenades, which is actually kind of neat. And the next class, the Scout, which is Garen, long shot and snub pistol. So you don't have a Lancer or a Gnasher with this guy. All you have is a long shot and a snub pistol, and a beacon grenade. And another interesting thing about this class, this Scout class is the only class for the COG that can climb up. Like, it can actually climb and get on higher areas that other people can't get to, which is, you know, that's gonna be interesting to see how that works out. And this is just a bloodbath on the screen right now. Fucking Gears of War Chainsaw Massacre. But anyways, yeah, those are your classes for your COG. And then the Locust, you have, of course, the Wretch, which can leap over hazards, and they're the Locust class that can climb perches. So if you see a pesky guy with a sniper up high somewhere and you can't get to him with a regular class, you got to use a Wretch to climb up there after him. Or, I mean, if you can hit him, you can shoot him down, obviously. But then there are tickers. Now in Gears 3 there are two different kinds of tickers. There's the Savage ticker and the exploding tickers. But in this one there's only one ticker. And they said in the article it said it was really fun to play as a ticker because I don't know, they just they changed it up a little bit from Gears 3. It's just one class of tickers, and it's just a really fun class to play as. You can eat fortifications, so you can like chew them up and take out their fortifications. You can also eat grenades, and you can detonate. So I guess, and your special ability is a speed boost. Oh, and the Wretches have a stunning scream. We all know that though. And it says tickers can actually be kicked over fortifications and then explode. So Grenadiers can kick the tickers over walls and shit, and they will fucking explode on the COG. So that'll be kind of interesting to see how that plays out. Then there's Grenadiers, which have a Lancer, and they can ride blood mounts, and their special ability is a frag grenade. And the Cantus has a hammer burst, and they're the medic of the Locust. They can heal their friendly units, and they can also ride blood mounts. And what else? Okay, let's talk about the blood mounts. So a blood mount can carry a Grenadier or a Cantus, and it says they melee fortifications and enemies, and they can be ridden. And their special ability is that they half the cooldown time of the rider's special ability. So say you're playing as a and the special ability of Cantus is a chain heal. So say you're playing as Cantus and you're riding on a blood mount. Instead of taking like 15 seconds to recharge your special ability, it'll take you like 7 seconds. So that'll be actually pretty cool. And your Grenadier, instead of having like 10 seconds for your grenades to come back, it'll be 5 seconds, you know, something like that. So that'll be pretty cool. Then of course is the Corpser, and Corpsers demolish fortifications and cogs with heavy melees. We all know what Corpsers are, those big spider-looking things. And they can burrow and move underground, which that's going to be awesome to see how that works out. So you can actually move underground under fortifications and flank the cog. So it looks like these locusts, if you play your cards right, and you pick 5 really good classes that work well together, then you know the cog's going to have a bit of trouble. But of course, you can't choose all these bigger guys right off the bat. You have to kind of build up your points and stuff, just like in beast mode. So if the cog comes off to a really good start and just starts obliterating the locusts, they're going to have some trouble. And it also says the Corpser, it says the tip, use your armored legs to reduce damage from the front. So we all know that though. Mauler, now this is really interesting. What they did with the Mauler, and by the way guys, the Mauler, you guys probably know this, but he's the guy with a shield and that big mace. What they did when they introduced the Mauler in ROM Shadow DLC, they made it to where he can actually reflect bullets back at enemies, and you can actually aim them. So there's a reticle on your screen, and that's where the bullets will go. And you can actually do that in Overrun. His special ability is Spinning Spike Shield, and I don't know if you actually have to hit the special ability button or whatever it is. I don't really know, but so maybe he doesn't always have this ability. Maybe he just has it for a limited time, and then it goes away, which actually that would be pretty balanced. But you can deflect bullets back at the cog. And then there's the Centipede. Eat through barriers, destroy cogs in ranged support. Their special ability is they spit poison. So, pretty neat. And it says, tip, have 2 Centipedes overlap to protect one another's vulnerable rears. We all know Centipedes, you have to kill them from the back. Alright, so it's pretty neat. Pretty cool range of beasts to play as. You know, nothing really too overpowered. Like there's no berserkers and there's nothing like that. So yeah, 8 different characters to choose from. Now I'm kind of looking forward to Gears Judgment. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I mean, I do believe I do love the Gears series. I think it's a really awesome series. You know, they have great controls, you know, great storylines and stuff. Just the multiplayer is just sometimes hit and miss. I mean, there's always great things about the multiplayer, but there's also some bad stuff about it. Cliffy B admitted that he fucked up when he added the sawed-off to the game. He said, okay, well, he said that he wants to keep the sawed-off as a Gears 3 exclusive weapon, but there's a picture in this magazine where Cole is holding a sawed-off, you know. So I'm hoping that that's an old picture of like an older version of Gears Judgment, but you know, we don't know. We can't know for sure. But I mean, he has said that he's going to try to make it, you know, a Gears 3 weapon and not carry it over. So, and from what I can see, there are no units in Overrun that have a sawed off. So maybe that's a hint that, you know, there isn't going to be a sawed off in the game. So yeah, that's good. That's definitely a good thing. But you know, that's just Overrun. That's not the rest of the game. So we'll just have to wait and see, you know. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say about Gears Judgment. I mean, I did talk for almost 20 minutes about it, but I mean, I've been playing. I'm just gonna talk about other games I've been playing. Gears Judgment is gonna be fun, but it doesn't come out till next year, so that's like several months away. So so for now, I'll just be talking about the games I have been playing. Let's talk about Dragon's Dogma. I fucking love Dragon's Dogma so much. If you guys haven't played it, definitely give it a rent and give it a try. If you guys like RPGs, sort of open world RPGs, then you're probably going to like Dragon's Dogma. The whole thing about Dragon's Dogma is you create a character, you pick a class, and they're like the combat system. There's so many different classes you can choose from, and there's like even later on there's classes that kind of combine classes. So when I started, there's 3 classes you can choose from. You can be a fighter, a strider, which is like a really quick archer with like daggers who like stabs the shit out of people, and then there's a mage or some shit. So what I did later on is I actually got to change my class to a magic archer, so I can use bows and fucking daggers and shit, and I can use staves and do magic. So it's like, it's absolutely crazy, and there's like a ton of different classes you can choose from, and the combat system is a little bit better than I've seen in most RPGs. Usually it's just like you hit this button and you'll start swinging your sword, or you hit this button and you'll cast a spell or something. But in this one, it's like Devil May Cry in a way. Like, there are combos and shit, and like you can, like, it's just insane. Like, my daggers, when I have my daggers out, I hit the right bumper and it brings up all my special moves that I have mapped to my buttons. And like, if I hit X, I'll do this really crazy combo, and then I'll end it with like a roundhouse kick. And then if I hit Y, I'll like do this sort of dash move. And then if I hit B, I'll like jump up in the air and like slam down onto their heads and shit. And it's just fucking crazy. And then when I have my bow out, I can hit, I hold my left bumper to bring up my bow, and I hit Y, and it can target like 5 fucking people. And I just shoot my arrow, and 5 fucking arrows go out, and they just smack people in the face. And it's just like, it's one of those games where it's just like, it mixes like RPG with an action game like Devil May Cry, with these crazy combos and amazing combat systems, and then it just like, it mixes it all into one. So it's really cool. I mean, if you guys like action games, and even if you're not a fan of RPGs, if you just like action games with really cool combat systems, check this fucking game out. And another thing, it doesn't have multiplayer, but it lets you use your, like, what you do at the beginning of the game is you create a little follower guy called a pawn, and you make him how you want him to be. So what I did, since I have like a really fast archer magic guy, I made this giant, like, 7'5" fighter dude that just fucks shit up with his sword and shield. And so he's my companion guy. And what you can do is you can actually get 2 of your friends' companions, 2 of your friends' pawns, and have them go places with you. So we're like, I'm gonna use my I've been using this guy. I think it's a guy on my friends list. I believe it's Stalked Kyo. And I've been using his character Leela, which is like a magician, and she's like a level 58, and she's really been fucking shit up and helping me. And I've also been using my brother's fighter, so I have 2 humongous fucking fighter dudes just pounding shit, and, and on the front lines while I sit back and snipe people with my bow, and this other magician bitch is like fucking throwing fireballs and lightning bolts at people, and it's just fucking crazy. It's just a lot of fun. So like, you can actually use your friends' pawns. And it's just a really cool idea. And every time, and like, whenever they come back, like, if your friend uses your pawn, the next time you play, like, he'll have gold and shit, and he'll have like a little bit more experience and stuff like that. So like, it actually kind of helps you out too, which is really neat. But the main thing this game does, like, perfectly right, is the boss battles. So what you do in the boss battles is like, you have to, like, it's not just like slashing at their ankles and shit like most games. When you fight a boss in this game, let's just take the first boss for example. It's a chimera that you fight. It has like the front of it's like a lion, then it has like a goat head on its back, and then a snake tail thing. And what you have to do is you have to climb up on this bitch. Like, you jump at it and you hit the right trigger and you'll grab onto the motherfucker, and you climb on it and you start hacking at its fucking tail. Then you start hacking at the goat head on its fucking back, and then you start stabbing it in the face, all the while it's trying to fucking shake you off and bite your face off. And it's just fucking, it's the most epic boss battles I've ever seen in a game. Later on, you fight a Hydra, and you have to jump on this fucking Hydra's head and start cutting off his fucking head at the neck. And then you can fight a dragon, obviously because the game is called Dragon's Dogma, it has something to do with dragons. But you fight a dragon later, and you have to jump on it, and it's like flying in the air and trying to shake you off. And you're like 100 feet up in the fucking air. You're trying to fucking stab it at its fucking, in its throat. But it's trying to fucking shake you off, and it's doing barrel rolls and shit. It's absolutely crazy. It's one of the most fun experiences I've ever had playing an RPG. Or any game for that matter. It's just a lot of fucking fun. You guys should definitely try it out. Problem I do have with it is that there's no fast travel. So you'll be walking around a lot. Which, so far hasn't been too bad. But, it's kind of annoying when there's no fast travel. And the game's tough. it's not a walk in the park. It is it's a difficult game, especially when you first start off. There will be enemies where you have to hit them like 70 fucking times, it seems like, and they can just two-shot you. Like, I got stabbed in the back of the head once, and I lost 500 HP. Like, no fucking joke. This dude just came up behind me and fucking hit me in the back of the head, and I was gone. And it's insane. But it's not too insane to where, like, oh my god, I can't play it. Like, you'll die probably, like, on average, you'll die every 20 to 25 minutes, probably, you know, just from random shit like that. But, you know, for the most part, the game is fairly, you know, lenient. Like, a lot of the creatures you fight, you'll be able to, you know, wipe out, you know, without any worries. But there are just some times when you might run into like a band of bandits, and one of those fucking bandits is like a fucking god, dude. I swear, it's ridiculous, but it's a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun playing that game. Like I said, just amazing combos, really cool combat system. If you guys have played Kingdoms of Amalur or whatever it's called, it's got a, you know, it's not the same combat system, but it's a combat system that's about as good as that one. So yeah, definitely check out some videos on YouTube about it, and check out some reviews on it and stuff if you guys are interested, and definitely play Dragon's Dogma. But shit, man, that game is so fun. I've been playing it a lot. Well, shucks. I'm all out of things to say. I ran out of steam. My throat hurts now. I've been like non-stop talking for like 30 fucking minutes, and I just can't. Oh man. Shit, dog. I've also been buying a bunch of what is it? A bunch of like older games and like some really cheap games, because I want to do some Let's Plays of them, and I'm probably going to put a bunch of them on my other channel. So I'm not sure when I'm going to start doing those Let's Plays and shit, but you know, when I do start, I'll let you guys know. And this guy was just fucked. He's like trying to protect himself from the razor hail, but and then he just stops moving like a genius. That's clever. So he's protecting himself from the razor hail with the shield, but then he's like completely vulnerable to bullets. Oh, there goes your face. I can't wait to play some Overrun. That's gonna be a fun ass game mode. Oh, also, I need some people to help me with some achievements on Gears. So if you guys are ever interested, I need to finish playing. I need to play through the entire ROM Shadow with 4 people on arcade, because I have to beat the thing on arcade, but I also have to beat it with 4 people. So we can cut out 2 achievements in one. So if anybody's interested, just let me know. We'll get through this the ROM Shadow DLC on arcade with 4 people, and also I'll help you guys with some achievements if you need them. Like if you guys need the killing 10 people with a loader achievement, we'll do that. Or if you guys need to kill 10 people with a mauler, with the mauler shield, we'll do that. Because I did that, you know, a while back with a couple buddies, or a friend and a friend's friend. We did that. It only took us like 10 minutes to get the achievement for all 3 of us, so it was pretty easy. But yeah, if you guys need some achievements, I'll be glad to help you guys too. But I just want to get these some of these achievements done, because you know, I haven't. It's been fucking, you know, forever since the DLC came out, and I haven't gotten some of these achievements. So I'm just wanting to try to get that over with if I can. And I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who either don't mind helping me or who also need the achievements. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And my whole strategy right here was just to run away from this fucking corpser and just kind of shoot it from a distance, because you know, playing on hardcore and insane, yeah, the corpser can be, you know, kind of a bitch sometimes. Oh my god, I remember whenever I beat this game on insane, I was playing split screen with my friend Brent, and he was on hardcore and I was on insane, because he wanted to get his achievement for hardcore and I wanted to get my achievement for insane. So yeah, we fucking did that. We beat the whole thing in like one night, and it was such a bitch. I remember the fucking, there's one part where you're like, you're underground, like in the locust place, I don't remember what chapter it is. It's either 4 or 5. No, it's chapter 4 or Act 4. Yeah, it's Act 4. And like you have to split up, and one of you goes left on this bridge, and another one goes right on this bridge, and you have to go all the fucking way down, like 300 fucking yards. I swear, it's so fucking far. And like you have to cover each other from across the fucking map. It's such a bitch, but we finally fucking did it after like 30 minutes of trying. Anyways, another cutscene.
Control, you have anything from Jack yet?
Affirmative, Delta. You need to follow the old logging road up the mountain until it ends. If the data is correct, you should be able to find the entrance to the mountain from there.
Roger that, Control. Delta out.
Alright, anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. The next several episodes probably going to be live commentaries. I don't know when my next post commentary is going to be, but you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed it to talk about Gears Judgment. And I've gone over time, so you're going to be staring at a black screen right here. So I'm going to go ahead and end this commentary here because this is going to take me forever to fucking render. Probably going to take at least 5 to 6 hours to render, so I'm just going to stop it right here. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.